fast forward, we're in college. You and I went to the same college.
Yeah.
Miraculously, I think. But being that guys are looking into the courses that they're doing. So for those ones that are getting into tech, looking at our education system, there are specific units that you get to take in college depending on your course. Now, we had general courses that had nothing to do with tech, and then we had tech-related courses as well. Now, let's get to the interesting bits. And my question for you is, what are some of the courses throughout the 3 years that we went through college that actually shocked you the most?
Wow, okay. I wouldn't be able to highlight all of them, but I think I remember.
Give your top 3.
Top 3?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, the first one, during the first year, we had a common course, we call it unit, communication skills.
Oh, I remember that one.
Now, being of ambitious and we are looking forward to learn technical stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I did a Bachelor of Science in IT. So I expected everything with IT related and IT tech only.
Yeah.
So I remember the first week, I don't remember, probably the second class, not the first. We're going to communication skills class.
We actually did that unit as a combined between your class and our class.
Exactly. So that's a combined course whereby other people from even other bachelors mix up together.
Yeah.
So how it shocked me, maybe in this case, we had a classmate. So this guy had studied away, I think it was in South Africa.
Yeah.
I remember his name was Kamal. Hi Kamal, if you see me. Say hi. Kamal was asking the teacher, he just raised up his hand and asked the teacher, why am I doing this course?
Yeah.
I mean, this unit. Because, or probably he thought, am I in the wrong class?
Yeah.
I just need to know.
Yeah.
So I think the rest of us were silent, but we were also questioning ourselves.
You're silent because you're good students.
I mean, we are used to...
like go with the flow.
How do you question a teacher?
Yeah.
So you're still new from high school. You don't question
You
a
don't.
teacher,
Yeah.
but he was bold enough to ask such a question. So even these are good lessons to learn as we proceed. It's good to ask.
Yeah. I'm curious if that unit is still being taught, but maybe from that point of shocking. So a couple of weeks into learning or taking that unit, you start to make discoveries. Do you want to share, like, what are some of the things that actually are being taught in that class? Just to demystify the assumptions that you will be taught how to speak, per se.
Exactly. I hope I was a good student in that unit.
Well, we'll check your transcripts and see what you scored.
Definitely. That unit shaped me a lot. You get to learn various skills in communication.
Mm-hmm.
We might not be the best right now, but we are doing better by the day.
Yes. True.
I remember, and maybe it would remind me, there was some scanning, like types of reading.
Yes.
I remember scanning.
Yes.
And I remember joking so much when I was saying, when we were preparing for exams, you're scanning. Like there's no time to...
It's skimming, actually.
Skimming,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But there's
I
scanning?
think it's skimming. There's scanning and there's skimming.
Okay.
So, like when you open a document, you're not really reading, but you're kind of scrolling and your eyes can just pick the keywords randomly.
Definitely.
On a document. You're kind of like checking, do I have everything?
Okay.
So that's skimming.
Yeah.
And then scanning is, you can read like sections in full.
Yeah.
But not like the whole context.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're good students.
We were good students. I remember in that class, we're actually being taught how to write a CV.
Wow.
And writing letters. Where should the headers go? Should you sign off with sincerely or faithfully? Those kinds of things. One other thing that I remember that we were being taught in that class is also, as part of communication, is actually how to write an email. Was also part of the things that we were taught, which now sets the context to the scanning and skimming of documents. So it was a shocking unit for sure, but it was an interesting one. I hope that they're still teaching that because, guys, Gen Zs can shock you today. I'm not sure if that is being taught now or not. For me, it wasn't a shocker. The shocking unit for me was the first semester.
Yeah.
Remember I said any opportunity I got to run away from math because of what math did to me in high school, I would. So I've run away from all these courses. But then, first semester, first week, I meet with a unit called Mathematics for Science.
Is that calculus?
No, that was not calculus.
Okay. Calculus.
I'm like, actually, I don't even remember what we were taught in that unit, but I know it was too much math. Mathematics for Science. And this one was not taught by the teacher that was teaching calculus. Remember, I don't know if you remember his name. The lecturer that used to tell us, I'm going to give you a very simple, easy test. What was his name?
Who is that? Not George.
No, it wasn't George. There's a name, but I will remember, and then we'll probably mention him at some point.
Okay.
But that's the guy that was teaching this unit, and he assumed we knew everything, and he would say, you've already learned this in high school, or like, this is class 4 math. But it was not. So for me, that was very, very, very shocking. Wow. So what was your second shocking?
Second shocking was accounts.
Yeah.
Wow. Balance sheet, balancing. I mean, well, I did business in school, but I did not expect it when I joined college.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it was in second year.
And
then here comes another shocker for business.
Yeah.
Which wasn't good for me. Actually, you know how results come out, and you already know you're not.
You already know you're not on the list. So you're prepared for
your
supplementaries.
name is there. I was shocked to see my name, like really shocked.
Maybe we had good teachers.
What am I doing here? So it was that shocker.
It's one of those units where you're like, you know what? If I can get just the pass mark, I'm okay. Exactly. I wouldn't struggle.
That was the case for me.
Okay, and the third one?
It wasn't a shocker, but it was kind of unique. So we did this unit, AutoCAD.
I remember that one by Mr. Jeffwa.
Yeah, for me it was different.
Yeah.
Not Jeffwa.
But
we were asking ourselves, we are not architects. Why
are you doing this?
AutoCAD.
Yeah.
But now with my personality, I'm very quick with graphical stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently I ended up liking it. But still, it was a shocker for me and the rest of us. So I think I'm also speaking on behalf of my classmates.
No, I think that is one unit that I'd agree with you was a shocker. Initially, I didn't understand why we had to do that unit completely.
Yeah.
But now I actually understand. Now I do, because for you to design interfaces and for anyone that is looking to get into UI UX as a software engineer, if you're being taught that course today, it comes in very, very handy. And you're not just designing softwares for regular people to use, you're designing softwares that engineers can use as well. So AutoCAD comes in very handy, even for civil engineers, and what other engineers? I am so used to saying data engineers, but if you are an engineer in any space, I think softwares are being developed for you to make your work easier, and UI UX people are very, very critical in ensuring that your experience is very good on that. Good. Okay, moving on very fast. My last two shocking units were digital logic.
Okay.
Was another one. Again, my shocking units are related to math. Digital logic was very shocking to me, and digital logic is where we were being taught about circuits.
Exactly. Zeros and ones.
Yes. Initially, I did not understand, first of all, the way they draw those things. I was like, I'm never going to be an electrical engineer. Why am I doing this? But as soon as we started getting into the hands-on stuff, then I started realizing that we need to understand that, because that is how a computer's motherboard works.
We actually did electronics.
And there was electronics as well. So those are my shocking units.
Yeah.
Now, what were your best units that I've actually applied?
First, before that, did you mention the second last? I mean, the third.
Electronics.
Oh, electronics.
Yes.
So I mentioned it for you.
You mentioned it for me, so that was math. So those were my top 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So your best units that actually shaped you, or that now piqued your interest, and units that the knowledge you acquired from those units that you are applying today.
Good. I would say the first one was, I think the first one is calculus. I mean, everyone knows calculus is not easy. It wasn't easy for me either, but we were juggling on it. I'm not that bad in mathematics, but again, I was asking myself, why are we doing calculus? But later on, I came to realize that it was helping me to be a very critical thinker.
Yeah.
So right now, since I did a lot with data, I find myself thinking very critically, you know. So calculus is one of it that really helped me.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh. Let's see. I think object-oriented programming was an interesting one for me.
Okay.
I no longer do a lot of programming today, but I interact with people that are doing and I manage people that are doing that. With the fact that for that we were basically writing code on paper.
Yeah.
And dry running on paper.
Yes.
So for me that was very interesting, being the fact that I liked creating things. So that was very interesting. The second one was Java. As much as the farthest we went with that was doing Hello World, but it was interesting just to write those simple 6 lines and there was an output.
I remember in Java, Mr. Kiwanda gave us an assignment.
Yes, that is the name I was looking for.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he gave us an assignment to build kind of a simulator for ATM.
Yes.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, I remember we were given that same task.
Okay.
But then there's another unit that we were doing that was called simulations and something. I forget what the other last part was. And just a bonus unit was data structures and algorithms. I think that's my most interesting one to date, because being in the data world today, those things still apply. And garbage in, garbage out. If your data is wrong, it's wrong. If it's not structured properly, it's wrong. So that unit has really applied till today. So those are the units that shaped me.
Okay, I think one more, SQL. The same lecturer, Mr. Kiananda,
yes,
he was taking us through SQL. I remember he gave us an assignment the first week of the unit.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to submit probably the last seasons.
Yes, towards exam time. Yeah.
So we had a lot of questions. It was like scenario based.
Yeah.
So he helped us to set up, it was MySQL workbench and all that, and then questions to answer every scenario.
Yeah.
I still do.
Did you write your first select statement correctly?
Definitely I did, because I was learning. So he taught us how to do it. Select all from a table, which was working.
Yeah.
But I think this has shaped me up to date, because
we still use those today.
I interact so much with data, and mostly SQL is the major.
Yeah. Okay, guys, there you have it. Those were our units.
So, Becky, right now you're working in an establishment, and I know an interview was done, right?
Yes.
So, let's discuss one of your worst and best interview experiences you've ever had.
Okay.